everybody? Welcome back to the Refresh Point. My name is Ben. I'm joined by Steve, my constant co-host. Steve, how is it going?
It's going great, Ben. Welcome, everybody, to the Refresh Point. Season 3.
Season 3!
Woo!
Episode 1!
We did it!
It's insane! We have a guest, Carter, who won BCS Philly and who got third at BCS Vancouver.
On an absolute tear this season.
He's having a season. It's an amazing season.
Yeah. Just got to stay out of these type of guys' way.
True. So, speaking of that, BCS Vancouver and Madrid have now concluded Overlord. We've shit on it for so long, and it finally won with one of the most interesting Overlord decks we've ever seen. So, that'll be cool to look at. We're getting some ambitious deck building underway, and Weiss Schwarz's English announcements are coming soon, so let's get ready for that by shuffling your decks, tap or cut, and we'll get right into the Refresh Point with some breaking news. Breaking news! Our boy made it, Taiki. Shoutouts to Taiki. He got the World's invite by fighting Carter in the 3rd-4th match.
You know what? We don't say no to any World's invite.
We don't say no to World's invites. No matter how we
get it. That's
right.
We
don't say no to World's invites.
So congratulations, Taiki. I believe this is his first World's invite. So
it is.
He's been playing the game probably close to as long as I have, further proving that age is only a number when it comes to Weiss Schwarz opponents, and you have to take even the oldest of us seriously.
Yeah, and also the youngest. Carter started playing like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know. They roll out of the womb, and then in 5 minutes with the chairman, all of a sudden they're competitive. Yeah. Can you guys in Cali just relax? Oh my goodness. All right.
Nah, dude. All you need, look, all I'm saying is all I did was I just took my dinky little Batman deck and we just hit the what is it? It's the hyperbolic time chamber.
There you go. All you had to do was say DBZ. I'd have known. I didn't know where you were going with it.
Yeah, you just gotta hit that hyperbolic time chamber between the Doctor playing Haruhi and then Love Life Sunshine and P5 just like on a loop, and then hit the locals, and then just start rising.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point. You gotta have those locals around you if you can. It helps a lot to have people to talk to, play against that are, you're all going in one direction. It's just easier to row the boat when you got some other people with oars,
Yeah. And not for nothing, in the modern day and age, you can do that online. There's webcam games going on all the time in that Weiss Schwarz Discord.
Yeah.
In other Weiss Schwarz related Discords, people are picking around for games all the time. There's time in the world to be had for learning about playing Weiss Schwarz, trying to get better.
Yeah, absolutely. So congrats
to everybody else who won Vancouver, who won Madrid. BCS Madrid also happened. 7 Deadly Sins once again.
Just put another body, stack another one.
The second one, I think.
Yeah.
It hasn't been that many like full wins. Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's been,
they've been flirting.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's funny that I kind of see and I think, wait, did we talk about Singapore? No. Also, Singapore had an event. Bikin Sol Potemkin, my absolute GOAT, winning the Singapore event in December 28th. Second place, Jacko Ramlethal, Guilty, Gear, Strive, Mirror in the finals.
That's crazy.
Kaguya, Standby 3-door, and 3 Overlord players. Yeah, dude.
That is a top 8 of all time.
What a tournament.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this. Do you know what MAR is? Like as a deck code?
Nope.
All right, me neither. 8 choice of that was the last one along with Caligura. So yeah, interesting stuff. And in Madrid, we have a little more of a standard top 8 with Double Hendrickson in 1st and 4th, Shada 2nd, Chloe Maureen 3rd, Chloe Marine also in the bottom 4 with Butcher the Rock, 8 Pants Ayakashi, and 8 Pants slime.
Yeah, the rest of a lot of these top 8s and top 16s are pretty much your usual suspects. But we'll discuss some more of the more esoteric builds in the Spike Corner
With Carter. It'll be a great time. And we don't know that because we definitely didn't record this after our initial intro recording failed. Anyways, the Quince Apocalypse is incoming. It's time.
Yeah.
Quince is here.
Again.
Nino rising. Miku super rising.
Yeah.
Yotsuba arguably trash.
Wow. For the god and everyone. I think it's funny because
Trash waifu. Anyway,
Itsuki is about to go from the best Quint to maybe third.
where does Ichika lie? I didn't hear about the Ichika upgrades either.
I didn't follow up with that. If you play that set and you are aware of the Ichika changes, I'm sure that it's fine. It had a good deck before. I'm sure it's fine. I only follow Itsuki because that's the deck I have.
Yeah.
And of course, I know about the Nino stuff because, of course, that gets inflicted on me regularly. But, yeah, we're once again going to head back to get some more quintuplet cards because as soon as the set even blinks out of the meta, Bushiroad is frantic to the printer to keep things going. So Nino is never too far from the meta, even if she's very far from my heart. So we will be seeing a redhead resurgence.
Man. The redhead resurgence. Yotsuba got all sorts of like memory, climax swapping configuration stuff, and Miku got the next iteration of let's go gambling. Woo! Icy Tail again. You aren't sick of it from Aki? It's coming back. This is the first part. Albuda's coming next.
I'm part of it now.
Spin the wheel.
See, I'm gonna be part of it too.
Where are those climaxes?
I want to play the my deck. That's the deck that I want to play, and so yeah, I'm gonna have to submit to
now
it.
You might look at me in the face and say, Ben, you hypocritical mother. You already gamble. You're already gambling when it's just regular burn twos. Nah, I hate this. Why do we hate this? Because when it mills, the birds are determined by the climaxes milled. Your damage isn't known. Neither you or your opponent knows what's gonna happen. You're just freestyling it.
I mean, I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you're gonna mill a bunch of cards and pray heavily. That's what's gonna happen. At least if I know you have 6 and 10. Let's say you're like that god, right? If that happens, I can be like, all right, let me like stock swap you or something. Like, let me do something about it, or like try to configure my finisher around it. If you play Icy Tail, the wrong kind of Icy Tail, I guess even if you play the right kind of Icy Tail in that deck state, you could 1000% mill off their bottom, burn one like 4 times. It all takes, you cancel the finishing swing, and then all the climaxes go back, and then you spin the wheel again, and then you hit nothing, and then you get your vanilla block, and you spin the wheel again, and you hit 2, and maybe those burn ones take, and then you get the vanilla block, and you lose the whole game.
Yeah. The only time that this mechanic has ever been unreasonable has been when you could cheat.
And these new ones are better, but they still don't cheat.
Yeah. Sadly, rest in peace to our boy Aki. Nothing will ever be quite as good as you, brother.
or as bad sometimes. Didn't you live from like 3-2?
I definitely lived at the Houston Spring Fest from 3-2. The most disrespectful live I've ever done.
Oh, man, dude. Yeah, in any case, the Icy Tails are coming. The Redheads in total are coming. Rosemont's going to be lousy with them, I'm sure. But before, as we get into all that, let's welcome onto the show. We're coming in hot. It's Carter from BCS Philly. And welcome back, everybody, to the Spike Corner. Today, we have a very special guest. Please welcome, round of applause, Carter, who won BCS Philly and then got third at BCS Vancouver, thereby making it so that even though our boy Taiki made it to the third, fourth match, he didn't actually have to win.
Oh, you guys know Taiki?
Yeah. He's a long-standing member of our local. So Carter, first off, congratulations. You are having a season.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so, I mean, why play, number one, in Philly, 8-Pants Slime with no combo? And then afterwards, we'll talk about why Hololive 8-Buy for Vancouver. So first off, 8-Pants in Philly, no combo, just Muron, nothing else. Why not just slam the 0 combo with it?
Because you would never play 4 of the combo. Like, I've never seen anyone play 4 of, maybe 2 to 3. I didn't like that because everything else in my deck just like mends so well together. Like, I don't want to rely on a level 0 combo that just pluses you 1. For my back row, like my 3 rolls that can plus me like twice in 1 turn if I have 2 of the events in my hand.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody did play like 4 of the 0 combo because you only proc it once anyway. Is that just like, so in your list, kind of what comes into that slot instead?
So I can fit more Milan runners because Slime's level 0 is really bad. This saves you a lot of hand. It also kind of slows down the game because you want to play really slow with this deck. You could never tri-lane at level 0. I hate doing that. I see a lot of like Western players tri-lane, and I think that's like really bad pacing for your hand. Like this deck is Japanese inspired. I watched a video of a Japanese guy play this. I'm like, wow, this is really cool because he was like steamrolling his opponent.
Right. So when you say like when you see a lot of Western players tri-laning, like what is the bad part about that in general? It's just kind of like you just can't upkeep the hand through it.
Yeah, you just can't keep up hand. So like if the person that tri-lane does cancel and doesn't get to level 1, they're just like stuck playing probably like 1 character and swinging once. Unless you're Hololive. Hololive can tri-lane like all day with Aquas and like Lammies. It's really annoying.
Yeah, but Slime has Shuna.
Slime does have Shuna, but they're talking about the level 0, right?
Yeah.
Not a lot of people play that actually. I've looked at like even the standby list. They don't play 4 of Shunas. Even if they do, they kind of run low on stock, which is kind of what happened at top 4 at what was it, Vancouver? Like he went into level 2 with just 2 stock, and I'm like, you could just save that stock for a Miron.
Really? Okay. So I guess, well, I mean, if you say that, I'm gonna guess he didn't do the 1 combo at all then, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah. Because, yeah, theoretically, even in the standby list, if you're going to be, spending a lot of stock on Shuna plus Ricky plus whatever, then theoretically you're trying to make back the stock with, like, the Rimuru combo, yeah?
Yeah.
So, but, yeah, so in a Pants idea instead, sure, there's, like, you're either trying to pay for Shuna if you wanted to try lane, but instead you're just slow playing it, right? It was like, play down the Chaser, they can't answer it. Play down, like, 1, 2 lanes. How many turns do you spend at level 0 in like an average game, do you think?
Average game, probably 2. Like if I'm going first, it would definitely be 2.
Right. And if you're going second, do you feel 2 characters? Or do you, like, if you just have let's say you're going second, right? You have the Chaser, and you could play another 0 if you wanted to. Do you just play the Chaser?
It depends on my hand. If I have at least like 3 level 0s, I'll play down 2. So, Chaser, then like some other character to attack with. If I only have the Chaser, and then like a Brainstorm, I would just only play the Chaser.
Right. So, and actually on after that, how many turns do you think you tend to spend at level 1?
I tried just one.
Okay.
If I stay level 1, I'll do the clock encore loop.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it's just like slow it at 0 for a bit. Like take the 2 turns at 0, and then after you get your 1 turn at 1, immediately go to 2, slam Euron.
Exactly.
I think that meets up with the general pacing that slime decks want with the game, based on their current climax configurations. Though I will say, only a slime player would talk about their 0 game and be like, no, it's not that good. It's kind of weak. These people are delusional, man.
Come on. I mean, if you're not playing,
I
the
only have
35
literally every tool, guys. It can't be that good.
weak in power, Steve. They don't. Besides if you're not playing the chaser,
All I'm saying
Right.
is, what's the power of your Ricky?
it's a 1/5.
And then it's got another ability?
Yeah, I
It's
guess.
to bounce a level 0.
Yeah.
No, it kills it.
No, it
No,
bounces.
no, it bounces.
It bounces.
It bounces. Like,
It bounces.
I used to think it killed. Like, that'd be pretty good. But no, it bounces.
Yeah.
So you're giving them hand.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So I want to ask a question about kind of not necessarily Weiss Schwarz topic, but has your preparation for these events been different this year than in previous years? Like, what do you feel is contributing to your success from that standpoint?
I've only ever been to one BCS prior to this. It was like back in 2023 LA. That was like my only ever BCS. I've been to BSF with like my friends,
Right,
But
yeah.
we're kind of just I want to say I carried my team. I've been like 5-1 and then like 5-1 twice. So that was pretty fun. But for like matchups and stuff, I watch a lot of YouTube videos on Weiss. Like I follow like almost probably every Japanese Weiss YouTube channel, and I watch that. That's where the inspiration for my deck came from.
Yeah.
Are there any English content creators that you follow?
The chairman, Refresh Point.
You don't have
this is the
to
typical
drill
stuff.
him like that, man. Jeez.
I was just asking questions, just as an interested member of the community.
Yeah.
Just the way he phrased it was just a little.
Okay.
No,
okay.
the chairman's goated for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, my nightly ritual is like watch 3 games of Weiss, wake up, watch some more, and then go on about my day.
Are you? Do you have a background in card games? Is this your first card game?
I played like Playground Yu-Gi-Oh, but no, this is like the first TCG I've taken seriously.
He's just naturally gifted, ladies and gentlemen. That's all there is
No,
to it.
Dude, let the youngsters rise, Steve.
Yeah.
Come on. Like,
Yeah, no,
we're grinding.
we're not gonna.
You already did. You already won. You already failed.
No, it's good. It's good. I'm seeing it more and more now. When I go to, I've been to a gazillion regionals. It feels like at this point, but it does feel like I see more and more people who are doing well in their first season or their second season. Like they just need to get like their feet in it, and they need to be like diligent. Either they need to have a local that supports them, or they have to be individually diligent. And in your case, it sounds like it's both, because I know that region fairly well. Players are pretty good, and then we're just consuming Weiss content night and day. That's what it takes, man. He's grinding. I'm already
3 matches a day. Yeah, man.
I'm legitimately concerned already that I'm not doing enough.
Yeah.
I got to get on it.
Oh, something interesting happened in Vancouver.
Right.
Someone made top 16. I think he plays like, let me see. He was playing Ruby.
Yeah.
He got placed 16, 15, 14, placed 13th. And he's been only playing the game for 4 months.
Yeah, dude. That's
Crazy.
That's nuts.
That's the fast track that you can get if you got people around you that'll help you, support you, play against you, teach you. You can rock it. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think, and not for nothing, I think starting right now with Weiss is probably just generally easier than like maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, right? Because not right now there's already more kind of like every deck has like a higher base power level.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so it's easier for a newer player to be playing the game and like be interacting with the mechanics of the game without kind of just like instant losing somewhere maybe, or just like really getting screwed out of luck super easily and not having tools back into it, right?
Yeah.
Because we say a lot of the time what we'll say is, hey, if you want to give a new player a deck, give them like a check 4-1 combo, brainstorm, easy to set up game plan, you know, easy finisher, right? And there's more of those now than there kind of really was. Like when I started the game, right? Like my fucking Batman trial deck was like, hey, reverse a guy, then draw 2 cards and discard one. And I was like, what do I do whenever I have 20 clean cards in my deck? And they're like, skill issue. And I was like, my bad. True, my bad.
I will say, yeah, a modern Weiss deck is equipped with more fixing than the legacy decks were from previous, I guess, generations of the game. It has become more skill. It's more skill expressive now, I would say, than it has been, simply because there's a number of ways that you can play the game out, and it's up to you to navigate that space. Yeah. So I want to ask about your 8 standby deck. This is a deck that has not been super good in the meta since probably last Worlds. I saw some people playing it at Worlds 2023, and I didn't think that much of it at the time, but it's kind of one of those decks that's lurked around the meta for a while. Why Choco? Why going with that combo?
So I've done some testing. I've tried the Polka combo. Might sound weird, but you get too much hand from that combo. So the IMA, so the game plan for the entire deck is to get the Watame in your hand, get a free stock, and brainstorm. Yeah. So that essentially mills you 8 cards if you hit. So 1 from the mill, and then 1 from the check, 1 from the mill, 1 stock, and then you brainstorm.
5. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 8 cards. So there's gonna be like 3 outcomes. You hit nothing, but you set up your waiting room. You hit, and so you plus hand. That's your early advantage rather than doing a combo. And then the third option is, you don't hit, then you're just gonna keep on canceling. I've gone through some games where I refresh at 0.
That's crazy.
Damn.
I noticed there's only one of the new Kali, and I think a bit of this card, especially early in the game for standby decks. I was curious to get your take on why there's I usually see this at like 2 or 3 in these type of builds.
Yeah, I've seen that as well. Because you play the Watame Shion combo, you don't really need to set up your waiting room as hard.
Right.
I mostly play Kali to color fix, because I also play the IMA level down, which is really important against slime. And if you don't hit the IMA off the combo, like the 2-card combo, then Kali's there. Kali's also to instantly level me up, so I can standby out level 3s.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, there's the one of Toa Brainstorm. Is that just for that alarm effect?
Alarm effect, and also green, because you run absolutely no greens besides Luna herself.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
The normally a card that you see sometimes in these type of builds is the Toa that gives hand encore.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
In case some bad stuff happens. But
I don't play that because the Shion and Watame just takes up so much space, and you do get power early from ASCII and then the Polka Amagi, because you can also plus off the Polka Amagi with the 1 stock that you get from Watame.
Yeah. It's basically like how you translate the money into something.
Also, you don't really need hand on core as much in this meta because nothing's really fighting 7-5, 8-5 except for Miron, but that's like a whole different story.
I think there's a few decks out there that can crest that pretty normally, but there's definitely more than their fair share of decks that just can't. So I think Oshinoko is the first one that jumps to mind that's like easily cresting 8K with their standard setups with very little effort. But there's a ton of decks out there that either trade with 7-5s evenly, which you're more than happy to do, or can't reach 7-5 in the first place, and they just have to suffer. So
yeah, sometimes you want the IMA to die so you can hand on core, set up your waiting room.
yeah, exactly,
true.
exactly. Or make way for better cards. Like, eventually, it's like we want to get Kanata down. We want to like start playing the rest of the deck. The other card that I really like personally, and I don't know if it's just me or it's just I don't see the card enough to make me satisfied, is the Great Performance Aki. Like I think the world of that card, and I find that a lot of 8 standby decks don't run it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it because my game plan is to get Luna out. If you have one card at hand with Luna, you're just kind of falling really behind.
Yeah, because if you want to set up the Great Performance, right, it's either you're trying to set up the event as well so that you can't get reversed, or you get down to the hand condition for the power, which is one card in hand.
Yeah.
And so if you're, and it makes sense, if you're going to be playing for Luna, then you want to be discarding your hand for burns. So
yeah, that's what I mean though, is that I don't know, if it feels like if you, maybe it's not good, but I don't know.
Also you need hand for rest punch because rest punch is legal.
True.
Yeah. I mean, it's different game states, right? But
it's kind of more like, it's a more consistent setup, right?
Sure.
In the sense of it's kind of like we're just going for Luna, and it's pretty straightforward to set up, and you don't really have to like, because if you put in the Great Performance option, that's like 3 or 4 slots dedicated to an idea that also requires a good amount of setup, and like also isn't like necessary most of the time, because for the most part, I feel like literally unless it's Muron, like getting down a board of 2 to 3 Lunas is pretty sick, right?
I guess, but
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think the slime matchup does not seem very palatable. Just because they have decent answers to a lot of the stuff you want to try and do.
Well, you beat 3 slime players at Vancouver. How did that feel?
I beat 5.
You beat 5? Man, I misread that.
Yeah, one was a rematch.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean,
maybe it's not hard.
Yeah. So how did that go down then in general?
I honestly did not expect to beat 5. It was pretty crazy. It was a very much an uphill battle.
Right. Okay. That makes
sense. The main reason I beat them was because the IMA level down. Target Shuna, then target a Muron.
Yeah. See, if I were playing slime, I would pay 3. I'd be like, nah. I'm gonna put Shuna back.
They get paid 3 once, and I'll just level it down again.
Yeah, but then at least I get triple Muron, right?
10-5 is kind of easy to climb.
True.
Yeah, paying 6 stock for Shuna is a little much.
Yeah, that's only reserved for the double Shuna. Or the double Muron turns, right? After you've gotten 6 free money, you can pay 6, no problem. Just block it too, easy.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, so in general then as well, how do you feel about Hololive 8x just like in general in the meta?
I think it's really fun. Even without Mio, that deck is really consistent.
I think the addition of the 2-1 Muna puts an absolutely annoying amount of pressure on your opponent to respond to your plays or like just lose their grip. And so especially if you're of a similar game plan where like this deck would be a nightmare if you were playing something like, I don't know, Spy X Family or something where you need to like try and grip the board, and this deck just won't let you.
Yeah, I did play against that in round 2.
Nice. Yeah, that feels like
I bottom decked the Fiona. He tried to do the check 3. I'm like, nope, that's after
negative
battle.
Ghost Rider. Yeah, that timing window's not there.
See you later.
Also, I love this the Watame random get money card. I've seen that run. I've seen that run in other Hololive shells, like Chloe Marine shells, and I don't know. Yeah, it feels really reasonable if you have the slots for it.
Yeah, I also copied this deck from a Japanese guy. I actually played against them in Japan.
That's funny.
Nice.
Yeah,
Did you win?
The dude is really good. So when I saw him like do all this milling like 1 level, I'm like, what? This is how it works? I'm like, this is sick.
Yeah, I mean, it is an insane amount of milling, not for nothing, because you have the Mill 5 Brainstorm, you have the Watame, you can restand that Mill 5 Brainstorm if you feel like it. Like, there's a lot going on for sure.
Yeah, if you notice, this deck has 6 Brainstorms.
Yeah. It's crazy.
We've got the
And 2 Amagis.
and 2 Amagis. Yeah.
Just mill that down. Yeah, for sure.
So, we have a Bushiroad conference coming up next weekend, where presumably they're going to discuss the ban list, amongst other things. Love to get your take on what you think of the current ban list and the current meta, and if you are wanting anything to be added to the ban list.
Meta right now is very stale. It's all Slime, Overlord, or SDS. Hoping all those get hit.
All right, you have the power. You're the one doing the hitting. What do you hit and why?
So Slime, they can unban everything. Just either hit Miron to 2 or just ban it. Like dealing with the level 2 like huge body is just so annoying. It enables the deck so hard.
Yeah, just kill Miron and leave everything else. Yeah, you could even see that that 8 standby like Slime player rise up, dude.
I mean, it's kind of what they did with Alice, right?
Yeah.
Like they just decapitated it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. No one plays it.
Yeah.
It's sort of playable in Japan.
Sort of. Yeah.
Well, because you get the whole
Because you can play Alice.
Yeah, you can actually play Alice. Yeah.
Yeah. They went in a different direction.
Yeah.
All right, so for SDS, I know what I don't like about SDS. I'd love to hear what you don't like about SDS.
I think they should choice the Elizabeth combo with the Escanor bomb, because the Escanor bomb just clears any board. Really annoying. Elizabeth, she's a mistake. Like a level 0 combo on a soft soul, you're just plussing way too much.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't think that much of the Escanor bomb. I definitely just want to see Elizabeth separated from their current their two finishing packages. Or just banned outright. I think I agree on that front. It's too difficult to... You can't do anything about Hendrickson because they're down to basically 1 finisher. And if you do something to that... the whole deck dies if you do anything to that package. So I think I would prefer to see them have to play a legitimate, like, real mid-game that has risks.
Yeah.
Instead of just like slamming 3 zeros, slamming a stock soul, drawing 2 cards and calling it good and getting 4 stock, and then double brainstorming and then re-repeating the exact
triple brainstorm. You forgot the
one that kills guys.
Yeah. Kill a guy to get 2 or 3 cards. Yeah.
If they could just never print that mechanic again, I'd be cool with that. It's interesting that you mentioned Overlord. Nobody likes Overlord. Especially like the players that are... It seems like whenever I meet a player from the west coast of the United States, like I met a guy from Canada at Gen Con, and he mentioned that he couldn't believe that Overlord was unrestricted. But meanwhile, I'm totally fine with Overlord staying the way it is. Like... The thing is,
see, we don't have the full rep. We don't have that one guy.
Well,
you know.
So no, here's why. I'm gonna.
We don't live down
I'm
the
gonna be
street.
Overlord's lawyer for a minute. Hang on, let me do it.
All right. I'll let you cook.
So, the reason why is this: one, Overlord's not that good in the West because players are not respectful. They're not. Like, if you go to any BCS event here in the United States or in Canada or in Mexico, I promise you will run into somebody playing Azer Lane, bar whatever, and they will coin flip the entire game right there in front of God and everyone in the very first turn. It'll be like, either you're gonna take a level and a half right now and the game's over, or you're gonna triple block and I'm gonna lose the whole game. And they're more than willing to just send it.
Oh man.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the Western meta game.
And
The
like
West.
because of that, like Overlord relies on a certain pacing to make things happen. Now they can win anyway despite that, right? But it becomes much harder to do. And I think it requires significant like realignment of how you think about the game. But the other thing is that I feel that the game is become, without Overlord, you get this weird interaction with the game where power creeping in terms of like power on board starts to be oppressive in a way where it's hard to respond. And although they're printing a lot of deck tools to deal with that, the amount of defensive tools and the amount of tools that deal with bodies on board are rising at an equivalent rate. And so it creates this like gun to your head point in the game where it's like, my opponent is playing 8 standby, whatever, give it a name, and they have a board of 14Ks and they're death gripping a tap counter. Let's just say they're playing Hololive or whatever, for example.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's like, now I have intense pressure on me to add tools to my deck to deal with these type of characters, get tools in my deck to deal with these type of characters, and then have them at the right time. Otherwise, ... lose. And with Overlord in the meta, at the very least, there's like a matchup where that paradigm cannot exist. Because if you try it, they'll blow your guys up. So I think having decks with niche game plans that are disruptive is good for the game. Maybe it's a touch too powerful, but I would hate to see it leave. I'll say that.
Man,
I guess.
that's crazy.
Yeah, also, the English meta has some answers to Overlord. Like, they got Freyren.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Freyren didn't exist back then in Japan when that Overlord was, like, free to run.
Yeah, that's true.
And then there's also Guilty Gear. Guilty Gear has a A4 ditch a character, bounce everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, Eno.
And that deck
My
also
goat,
has
Eno.
yeah, that deck also has a full discard reshuffle. And so they'll just shuffle all your markers back into your deck.
Oh.
Yeah. Wait, have you not seen the Eno deck?
I've never played against a Guilty Gear player.
Oh no. Okay. Nah. Okay. So I know your time might be running a little bit short, but before you go, this is the Eno deck, right? You can play it with standby. You can play it with pants.
They play it with standby.
They've been playing it with standby, but you can't play it with pants because the pants combo is also check 4, add 1, or salvage a level 2. And now here's the quote unquote change package. It doesn't say change on it, but it's easier to visualize that way. Okay, we have a 2/1. The 2/1 discards to search for a counter. Both of these cards are blue, but they also say no color requirement. All right.
Okay.
So now, when you have the 2/1 and the 1/0 on the board, you can kill both of them. Get the 3/2 from the waiting room. Put it onto stage. And when that hits the stage, you can get her climax combo from the waiting room to your hand or to stock.
Yeah.
So kind of like the Makima.
Yeah, so she picks up her own.
Okay.
She picks up her own climax on placement.
Yeah. And then you also have like a level 0 that gives hexproof to characters in front to guard against like anti-early. And you also have the bounce back thing. You have like an assist that's like pay 2 to heal if you stand by that out. But the actual combo says on attack, either your opponent full refresh, like free freshes right then and there, or pay 2 burn 2.
So
Damn.
if they stand by the 2-1, they can change into that before you can get markers. And then they shuffle your deck back in, and if they do it before you hit level 2, then it's bad. it's not ideal, we'll call it.
Yeah, it's real funny. I've hit Steve when he's playing Overlord and I play the Eno deck with this. Enough.
Yeah, I haven't played a lot of free run Overlord, but I assume the matchup's cursed. Like, it just doesn't seem like there's any way that you're gonna win with your finisher being basically heal 1 burn 1. That just doesn't seem like it. So I think I agree with you. The free run matchup does not seem very good. I would have to play it out, but
Yeah.
on its face I wouldn't try.
So, but let's say you do want to hit Overlord. Is it the same restrict as JP, or what restrict would you do?
I never really thought about it. Yeah, it's probably banning the 1/1, but at the same time, it's just not seeing results really.
Yeah, I think the problem with banning the 1/1 is it kind of axe murders the deck in a way.
Yeah. Hey, take this whole thing that used to be pretty much always playable to pretty much never playable, actually. Somehow worse.
Yeah.
Like, you will die. The enemy will have the answers into you now. Now that we know we can kill you, we'll put all the answers back in. You know, like...
Yeah, it's just, I think it's too difficult, but I do note that if the biggest blocker to the second best Overlord deck is the first best Overlord deck. So
that's true.
So like maybe there's an 8 standby angle if something happens to Irons, because
Yeah.
that deck's not terrible.
Yeah,
No.
pretty good.
It is
it's like,
pretty good.
What, Neg Soul on combo?
Next Soul on combo, or Next Soul on counter.
Yeah, next soul
event
on counter. The combo like stands itself. There's like a next soul on a counter.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's been a while. It's literally been, I think, a full year since we've discussed that archetype.
Yeah. But
talked about it
it's defensive
Pretty
in nature,
early on,
but
on this podcast. But yeah, it's an extremely defensive archetype. It kind of gets there for free. It's kind of funny, but yeah, I mean, again, like the thing blocking that deck is Overlord. Nice. So
yeah, I think
here we
no
go.
matter
On attack, burn 1, and also no auto damage.
yeah, no.
And
auto.
then there's also a next soul counter.
minus souls on counter.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's annoying. It's an annoying defensive standby deck. That
Where's the event? It's not level 3? Oh
It's
my god,
level
it's
2.
level 2. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
It's a
here we go. It's a
2/4.
2/2.
2/2.
You need to have the 3/2.
Yeah.
If you're level 2, it gives next soul. And if you're level 3, you pay 1 and okay. Okay, character facing gives next soul. Then if your level is 3, you may pay the cost. And then next soul again. So it's actually just a better card at level 2. Because you have to pay 1 extra.
No, you get both.
No, because if your level is 2, it's not if your level is at least 2, right?
Oh, okay.
If your level is 2, choose somebody, they get 1500, character across gets neg 3 soul. If your level is 3, you may pay the cost. Pay 1, give one of your characters not even power, and then the character facing this gets neg 3 soul.
Pay 2 for neg 3 soul.
But at level 2 only. You only get it at level 2, and it has to be, you have to have the 3/2 on the board.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
you will.
Which you will. Yeah. Ideally, yeah. So yeah, I mean it's a defensive deck that'll tell you to screw off for sure.
Yeah, so I'm excited for the conference. I agree. I think the meta has been kind of stagnant for a while. We were in a similar position a couple years ago, where it was real heavy Quint meta, and it was very difficult for decks to enter into the meta because they just didn't have the right tools. And you kind of are noticing how sets are being printed, but we're still seeing the same sets in top 8. So, and even a lot of the newer sets are struggling to crack into top 8, like Freerin, Ayakashi, Oshinoko.
Like they're making it, but it's as one of,
yeah,
as
one
two
of.
of.
Right, yeah, exactly. So the sets that are getting printed are not powerful enough to break the meta right now. So that has to change. Otherwise, the game becomes very stagnant. So we'll see. So you'll be going to Worlds this year. Is this your first time in Japan?
This will be my 15th time in Japan.
15.
Okay,
because he's been.
We got a veteran. All right.
He's been around.
So he knows. He's already met. Yeah, it's just like a standard vacation spot.
I don't really go for vacations. I go for events like concerts and stuff.
Got it.
Oh, cool. Nice. Well, that's good. I'll be escorting a bunch of people who have never been. And so...
that'll be great.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you've been before? I'm like, yeah, I've been before. They're like, cool, we want to go. So.
Oh, are you going to Shirokuro Fest?
I'm not sure.
It's
the
honestly,
day after?
Haven't looked at it. Yeah, it's day after, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Possible. I don't know. We'll have to see. But it depends on the ice, honestly. Last year they did a cultural exchange tournament between the Japanese and English players, and I missed it because I went to Hakone, but I don't want to miss that again, so if they do that, I'll try to angle that in.
It was really fun, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, Carter, I mean, I think Carter would have the best time because I feel like you would actually just know more of the players than not that actually show up there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. The past 3 times I've gone to Japan, I've gone to locals like every week.
Nice. Yeah, dude. Sick. Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, for sure. I think if Zabutad sets it up again and Darcy and everybody else that was on that team, I think it'll be a bigger tournament once again for sure.
Yeah.
It was I don't know. Did you hear that much about it last year? I don't know how much. Are you okay on time right now? Do we need to get you going?
Yeah. I'm still good.
Okay. All right. So we'll
I heard a bit about it.
We'll wrap up on this.
I heard a bit from Steven.
Yeah. He was there. Yeah. So it was extremely funny because Guilty Gear was also fairly recently released, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize they have an app for translating the English exclusive cards as well, like back into Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ended up fighting an Alice Gear player with Guilty Gear. And in Guilty Gear, there's a card based on Chip Zanov. It's a 2/1 yellow card that gains power 6k, I think, and +2 soul into level 3s. And has no backup on it. And you can discard a card and discard a card from memory to get a second copy from the waiting room. And so he was playing Alice Gear Aegis. And I would just be like, okay, well, in this theoretical matchup that physically cannot exist, I have the perfect answer to your 3-2 board. It's kill them all and hit you with 4 soul attacks 3 times.
I can't believe you brought English exclusive to this event. The dude's probably like, what the hell's going on?
No, he was excited for it because like the fun part about it was like being able to play like English exclusives at a JP event and like having some of them being able to like see the cards and like fight them for a little bit, right?
It's actually wild that they took Guilty Gear and made it English exclusive. It's that feels borderline disrespectful.
Yeah. That's true. But yeah, I mean, yeah, there was like SDS, like, you know, like showcase matches there. I think it was either like Long, like Panda, I think got a few games in, kind of like as like the SDS show match, and they had I think it was either Rintar or somebody else playing the door Overlord with no one combo, the combo-less Overlord.
Yeah.
It was a good time. I think it'll be interesting again. I think it'll be sad that we only have one English exclusive to speak of this time going back into it. That's new because we only got Ruby Premium since that tournament.
Yeah.
Copium. Maybe they'll release another one, and we can.
Yeah, there's a conference coming up.
a conference.
True. If they announce a new one and we get it before Worlds, we can.
That would be sick.
We can show off the culture a little bit. We can.
I don't need these kind of new introductions to the meta. Never mind. Hang on. No. No, don't do that. I already know what's coming out.
Do it. Come on, Bushiroad. Give me an English exclusive. Make it meta. Make it meta. Make it top of the meta. Put some disgusting shit in there, and then we'll have Nikkei and the disgusting English exclusive at Worlds. Boom, baby.
I hate it already.
All right, Carter. Thank you so much for hopping onto the show and sharing some of your thoughts. Is there anything else you'd like to say before you go?
Shout out Steven. You guys both know Steven.
Yeah.
I've played Slime and Hololive against them probably like at least 100 times just to prep for these tournaments. It's been a big help.
Yeah.
Yeah, good practice partners will net good results.
I agree. Well, yeah, once again, congratulations. Looking forward to seeing you at Worlds, but not too much because it seems like you have some kind of protagonist syndrome going on. I need to avoid you and stay out of your way.
Wait, are you guys going to Chicago and Pasadena?
I am going to Chicago.
I will be at Pasadena.
And we will both be at Pasadena. So we'll see you at Pasadena.
I'll be at both.
Okay.
I'll see you guys there.
This guy is definitely not giving up on scoring some more top 4s, top 2s, prize cards.
Just cinching in his season.
Yeah, just giving away.
It's a season of Carter. It's Carter's season, dude.
Yeah,
let him cook.
Just giving away the invites
to the fourth place.
Just spend it like it don't mean nothing.
God bless, dude. Okay, all right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Carter. Sir. It's been a great time having you on the show. I'll see you in like 3 weeks, and Steve and I will see you again about a month after that.
For sure.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Later.
See you.
Appreciate it.
And that was Carter. What a great time. What a homie.
Yeah.
What a G. New player on the grind set, dude. 3 games of Weiss a day? Man, no. I feel inadequate. Yeah. I am like over here playing a fucking like Super Metroid Link to the Past randomizer.
No,
like,
he's not playing 3 games a day. He's
watching, dude. Watching
6 a day, 3 in the morning, and then 3.
That's right.
That's crazy. No, he's in it. He's in it.
Yeah. You want to talk about a way to analyze gameplay constantly and see lines? There's a goddamn way.
All right, I want to talk about this Overlord deck because I have to.
All right, let's talk about the Overlord deck because you have to.
I can't let it go.
Our last thing before we move on.
Yeah, this is the winning deck from Vancouver. Congratulations, first off. Is this Overlord's only win this year?
Yes.
All right. I was almost sure, but I've memed on this deck so much it's hard for me to remember. Your Overlord deck does not look like this. No Overlord deck you've ever faced looks like this. No Overlord deck I've ever seen looks like this. This is a completely different sort of deck. And while some of the choices are... you've seen them before, just not like this. So, we have the clean cut.
What do you mean, Steve? It's just a standard Overlord deck. It just has 4 ofs of all of the Overlord cards he likes.
Yeah. So we have 4 of this clean cut, which is totally normal. Then 4 of the drop search. That clocks yourself on reverse to look at 2 and add a level 1 or higher card.
Yeah, it's a +1.
And then we're also running 4 climax swappers.
Yeah.
4. We're never sculpting it. We're gonna have so many of them.
Yeah.
And
he'll
then
always have the bar.
We've got 1 Yuri. 1.
Yeah.
1 Yuri.
You have 4 drop searchers, Steve. How could you ever not have the Yuri if you want it?
1 Yuri, man. This guy draws bars. That's just all there is to it. He doesn't have any problems. He just has bars.
No, he doesn't even draw bars. He draws doors too, and then he swaps them to his bars. With his 4 climax swappers that he has, Steve. Come on.
Yeah.
Get with the picture.
And then
And they deck mill, Steve. They deck mill. Deck speed, Steve. Deck speed.
yeah.
Deathakatsuki overrated. This card mills 3 for free.
Yeah, it's a main phase mill, which is kind of cool. So yeah, overall,
6 brainstormers.
6 brainstorms is not completely unheard of, but we have 4 of the search one, which is the one I prefer, and then 2 of the check 3 add 1 brainstorm.
Yeah, because again, you're saying this guy draws bars. I'm saying he doesn't draw bars.
he brainstorms them, right?
He brainstorms them. He swaps into them. This guy cannot draw or trigger bar to save his life. He's been traumatized, dude. He has 4 CX swappers. He put in 2. He has 6 total brainstorms. He has 2 check 3 ones just so he can get a climax so he can swap into the bar.
Yeah, so what we don't have is no Demon Bride, no Demon Bride Accelerator.
Vampire Bride.
Or Vampire Bride, excuse me. So our level control is quite a bit weaker. The only way we have to clock ourselves is on reverse. So
And on
we're just
opponent attack phase.
uh-huh.
The changer.
Yes, of course, the changer. So we're limited on our main phase damage inflicting, so our level control isn't quite as good, but suffice it to say, the deck speed is significant, and it seems like, and I would love if the person who won with this deck could comment below and tell me how many times you managed to drop the change package with events in deck 1 and how many times in deck 2, because it seems like this is a deck 2 game plan where we're just gonna speed through deck 1 as fast as we can and try to drop the event package in deck 2.
It's like you said, Steve. Deck 1's the worst deck.
Yes, but I would have run the on Death Akatsuki. In any case,
But he has 4 climax swappers. He doesn't need more mill. He has a mill 5 brainstorm. What more milling could you want?
And also, I've never seen this card before in any deck. They have a shuffle in that I did not know existed.
Yeah, they do.
It's shuffle in 2 for no sides and then power on attack. Totally fine card. Got no problems with it.
Yeah, I mean, if you need a card and all of those cards are in the waiting room, Steve, but you have 4, count them, 4 drop surges, maybe you just need that card back in the deck.
Yeah. I got no problems with this card. Sometimes shuffle in 2 can prevent weird deck states or weird game states, so I'm fine with it. It also lets you side attack without penalty, which
Or maybe that's the tech to keep it in deck 1, right?
yeah, but side attack without penalty is not nothing in this deck because frequently it's side attack a clock if your opponent's level 2, so that prevents you from losing too much damage during the side attack portion of the game. So I kind of dig that. Overall, psychotic deck, would never build it.
Psychotic?
Congratulations, though. Absolutely well
What do you
done.
mean psychotic?
This is a
It just takes-
it's a psycho deck.
Nah. It just pares down the decision making that you have to do. See, that's what all these other Overlord players have been doing. They've been thinking too hard. They gotta think about the bride. Do I level up now? Do I level up later? How do I manage my deck state? I only have so many deck milling tools. It's so hard. Now this guy, he just walks in. He says, "I have infinite deck milling. If I hate this deck, it's turboed. If I need the events later, I'll turbo it again. I don't care." You know? If I need the pieces, I'll get the pieces. You hear me out? 4 drop searches.
Yeah.
I'm going to have the 0 because it's 4 of the 0, right?
4 zeros, 4
Yeah.
1s, 4 3s.
4 3s, yeah.
We're not sculpting shit.
This guy will have it. And but that's what I'm saying. Even if he doesn't draw it, he will sculpt it because he got 4 drop searchers to get whatever bees he needs, and then he's gonna mill down until the deck looks nice, and he's gonna slam bars the second that he's level 2. And you don't have to think about clocking yourself to 2 if you can't do it.
Yeah, fair
You
enough.
just have to respect it and mill down your deck to a respectable state.
Yeah, I mean, I would never play it like this, but also I've never won with it. So, congratulations. Very well done. A very unique take. on this set. Not 100% unique, but we got the right. It's like a spice combination on fried chicken. Like we got the special combination here that we need for success. So congratulations once again.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not on Twitter anymore. So I honestly, I'm probably missing out on some premier Weiss content because there's a bunch of Weiss tweeters on there. But I am curious what Prince thinks about about this deck, because I'm fairly sure he runs the Vampire Bride package. I haven't played him recently, maybe not, but yeah, I'm curious. This is definitely not an Overlord deck that I've seen. Maybe this is him. Maybe I'm trolling. Maybe I just don't know. Maybe I'm out of the loop. But yeah.
Yeah, and before we move on from Vancouver, one more very unique deck I want to talk about because it's near and dear to my heart. We have a Sword Art Online bar door deck that made top 16.
Silica, dude.
Mother's Silica, man. And we got the spiciest technology in this deck too. Do we have Death Gun?
Bang!
Of course we do. Do we have the downgrade? Do we have the force opponent free fresh? Do we have the money counter? Do we have a demonic sword Graham and a freezer? And I mean, this is like the hatiness deck there is. So we've got also on reverse of a battle opponent level 2 or lower. Who is this for? Who is this for? Who is this for? What deck would be? Send it to memory. What? Who are you running this for, friend? What opponent is this for?
They're doing what you said that you should be doing with all of us fucking mid-tier players, all right? Reaching into the depths of the card pool to answer what's in the meta.
Yeah, and I'm here for it. That's a hilarious answer. We also have one of the Mother's Rosario finisher in case we're just rich beyond compare and we know that our opponent will cancel. So we can hit him with the machine gun, which is great. I love that. So yeah, congratulations. Very unique deck, very unique take. This isn't the Force Refresher. This is a level 2 Slayer. He has a level 2 Slayer and a level 2 to Memory Bomb. This guy hates somebody who would run level 2s. Not sure who, but
honestly, I'm surprised this isn't you. Are you trolling me, Steve? Did you go to Vancouver?
Fair enough.
Are you?
It's worth asking. It's worth asking.
Did I miss something? In any case, that's the Spike Corner for today. Our good old lovely 50-minute Spike Corner. And now, let's do some ambitious deck building. We've got some commissions, and to be honest, we've definitely just been a little chilly. We've been in a little bit of a holiday slump.
Yeah, so we had the holidays, and then if you're not following the national news, apart from the horrible stuff that's going on in California, there was a tremendous winter storm last week here in the North Texas area. Made things very inconvenient for us to meet, record, do anything, and couldn't attend as many locals as we'd like, but we're never sleeping on the commissions. We're grateful for everybody who reaches out to us and thinks our opinion is worthwhile. So let's talk about it. One of the commissions we got is for a set that neither of us are particularly 100% familiar with, and that is a Japanese commission for Heaven Burns Red.
Heavens Burns
Red. In any case,
red?
My commissioner was more than happy to give me some direction, so I appreciate that. And the direction is there is a Accelerate package that exists in the set. It is a finisher, and it is also a level 0. And so the finisher is pay 2 and pitch 2 and Accelerate. And if you're not familiar with Accelerate, it's you put the top of your deck into the clock, and then it's on attack, burn 1, burn 2. So basically the exact same finisher that Revue Starlight gets without accelerating.
I just have to pay extreme cost on the climax phase.
It's just on placement, right? Also, this combo does not work if you have 5 or fewer cards in the clock. So, Yeah.
Oh, wait. 5 or fewer?
Yeah.
So you need to have
You
5.
need 5 or fewer. No, you need 5 or fewer. It only works
before the clock or after?
It's when it attacks, you can pay the cost of pay 2, pitch 2, clock 1 if there are 5 or fewer cards in your clock.
Got it. Okay.
So you can't.
They won't let you kill yourself.
You can't be at 3-6. That's not
You
possible.
also can't. Yeah.
So, then we get burn 1, burn 2. Very fun. The 0 that goes with this is in on accelerate, scry 2, and rearrange. And then on climax placement of the exact same climax, you can choose a character that gets on reverse salvage. So we've got 2 reasonably synergistic pieces here that one will give you plus cards at any level, and the other is like how you kill people. We do have an accelerating support where we can do stuff when we accelerate. So it's on accelerate, we can pitch to heal the accelerate damage. And then it also has a combo with the same climax combo as the other 2 characters, which is on climax placement. If you have 2 or more characters, you look at the top 2, you choose a level 1 or higher or lower character, reveal it, put it in your hand, and then put the rest in the waiting room. So we have a number of pieces here that will give us cards in hand throughout the game. So we don't really need a 1 combo, and what we really need is guys that'll stick to the board that we can use, and ways to accelerate, and we need something to bridge that gap between our level 1 game that is probably reliant on accelerating and level 3 game which is also reliant on accelerating. So that's kind of the challenge for the build, is to figure out the rest. So for accelerating, I have decided to go with the attack or music Rukata Kayamori, which is a 1-0 on placement that gives you that it becomes a 1-0-6-5, and then it accelerates at the beginning of the climax phase to become a 7-5 that gets on reverse, check 4, add 1. So there's another accelerator that you could go with that might fill this position equally well, but it doesn't move the deck as well. So I opted for a small amount of deck speed here so that we don't completely stagnate the deck. This deck does have on waiting room pitch to look at 4 and add 1, the Fuka effect. So we do have a lot of level 1 or higher cards in this deck, so we should be able to move it at a relatively like a decent pace, not a great pace, but a decent pace. And then for the other combo, I've decided to go with a level 2 combo, since that seems like the best way to bridge the gap on this. Could be a level 1 combo. Could be, if you were very lucky or very unlucky. It's a 2-1 5500, and if you have 2 or less climaxes in the waiting room, it's a level 1. 1,000 for each other, so 9-5. And on attack, it's door. It looks at the top 4, adds 1, and then gives this character Twin Drive.
It's kind of like the Nijika, but I think this one's pay 1, right?
No, this one's free.
Oh, okay. So it is. It's like Nijika, but you can early play it.
Yeah. So Twin Drive is just a fancy top stock.
Yeah, for sure.
So we get to top stock, which gives us more money, and we get another check 4, which we also enjoy, are fans of. We have some early play healers and some other like normal technology to round out the rest of the deck. Nothing over surprising. We do have a clone of Ben's favorite Review Starlight card. We have a 4K with 2 souls, which
it's even better. It has +1 level. They printed this in 2024 and not 2018.
Right,
so
they power crept it.
It's
we just stay winning.
Good. It's good.
So yeah.
Oh, speaking of power, actually, sorry, complete tangent. Speaking of power creep, I found somebody who's playing, it was like a Fujimi Bunko. I think that was like the Bunko set. There's a Review set 1 like salvage thing that's like that we talked about. It's clock yourself, salvage or 1 or lower, on play, check top or waiting room.
Sure.
Yeah.
Takizubo,
Yeah. No. It's just like on play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like I say salvage Ricky and then you cringe instantly.
Right. Got it.
Yeah, and so does Ken, wherever he is. Shout outs to Ken. Yeah, they have that exact same card. It's 2000 power. It's red. It has the top checker waiting room, and it's pay 1 clock top, and it's salvage any level. It's literally the same power, the same color, same secondary effect.
Just better.
Just better.
Just better.
Just better.
So I think that this represents a decent first thrust at what we could do with this deck. The reason I chose this 2-1 is because we badly need resources. This finisher is very expensive, so we're gonna need to generate some cash to pay for it, and we need to keep our HP low. So the other thing that we're gonna have to do probably is heal down during the course of the game to keep the game stable so that we're able to accelerate enough. We'll also probably need that 1-1 support, which is also going to cost even more resources. So we have a lot of stuff to pay for, so we gotta get to it. 8 door is the type of deck that has no way to facilitate additional climaxes, so that's obnoxious. They do have a clone of the Oshinoko on placement, pay 1, pitch 1, check X number of your other characters, add a card. So we threw a couple copies of that in case of emergency break glass type situation. We have the usual tech of some combination of climax swapping, fuking, brainstorming,
Ricking.
Rico, the pitch to look at X or whatever. And the I didn't include a Ricky here. They have a card that discards a character to search for a character with accelerate, and that felt pretty okay. So I think I'm gonna
oh yeah, you're gonna clock yourself already later.
Yeah,
so
correct. We need to keep. Yeah, we'll
keep the clocking down.
We gotta relax. We gotta relax. We need to be able to win the game. And since our accelerate support is level based power, the accompanying back row brainstorm character is an on climax placement, give 1 level and 1000 power, and then brainstorm to salvage. So
power up.
We we can facilitate our level support a little better. So I think it's a decent first shot. I can't build this. I don't think I know anyone that owns this.
Yeah, you do, dude.
Do who?
Yeah, Hugh.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Taiki.
I didn't know if they had both sets or just the first set.
Yeah, they got the new set.
Okay, so I'll get this built in real life, and it'll obviously be built on the simulator and practiced in both places, and I will provide feedback shortly. We have one other commission, right?
We got one from Ryan. Shoutouts to Ryan, who we did see in Houston, who's seen us before. He beat my ass in at the Houston Spring Fest with the with previously the 8, I think it was Pants Bar CSM, or it was 8 Pants CSM, one of the two.
Talking about Brian?
Ryan. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, at least you know what the Ko-Fi message says, Ryan. So my guess is that it's still Ryan.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Did you think it was Brian?
Yeah. I don't know why.
I might have thought it was Brian before. I might have misheard.
Yeah, I looked at the Ko-Fi, but yeah, maybe I was wrong. Okay.
In any case.
Yep.
Shoutouts to you, Ryan. He's coming back into the game, basically. And basically he was like, all right. First, he had a list that he wanted to look at, and then he pivoted.
Right.
We're looking at an 8-bar Chainsaw Man list. We got you. So, the kind of key things about it, right? We want to heal. We want to heal a lot. We have the Aki healer. We have the other Aki healer, the assist. Healing is great, right? And you don't have to apologize for it not being as ambitious. That's okay. You know, we'll tinker a deck. You know, it's all good. It's ambitious enough, I'll say, in the sense of like relying on a heal down game plan in the year of our Lord 2024 is not always the best outcome. shout outs to that Ayakashi guy in Madrid, but it's not common. And the 8-bar Chainsaw Man list does not tend to have as much disgusting healing as an Ayakashi triangle 8-pants list can pull off in a turn. So there's the things that we're trying to look at here. You have 2 of the 9k on turn, 1k off turn Chainsaw Man that clocks himself to rest when he gets reversed, in a bid to keep your 4 or more condition for the Katana Man, right?
Yeah.
Katana Man, Steve, you've played it before. Katana Man 4 or more, it's a little annoying sometimes at 1.
Can be, yeah. I definitely think there's a number of approaches that can be taken to try and mitigate some of the problems of getting that many zeros on the board or ones. I did not use the red Chainsaw Man, but I've seen the red Chainsaw Man used in several different builds, not just this one. Seems like a totally reasonable card. It's also super annoying. So it's like, it's
sure.
randomly ginormous. So
see, and there's 1 power to get rid of it, but there's only 1 in the current list that we're looking at here. So things that we're looking at, there's no clean cuts.
Yeah.
In which, if you want a 4 or more early play at 1, I feel like clean cut, a little strong.
Yeah, I agree.
Good.
Yeah, I agree.
We like clean cut.
Yeah.
So maybe we could try to put that in somewhere. For the blue fix, we are running the on death pay 1 ditch 1 climax swap, which is also a 3/5 oversize, which is a common blue fix for decks that don't have a lot of blue. Actually, it's kind of funny. I will say you are able to run the Bonder for easy revenge, right? And you're already playing 3 Future Devil and 3 of the 2/1 Aki assist as well, right? And so it could be argued that maybe you have enough blue.
Yeah,
you know,
or
because I understand you do want to have it at 1. We want to play easy revenge, right? Everybody loves easy revenge.
We need 2 colors at 1.
Yeah, we need green and blue. So it's fair enough.
I think I prefer the easy revenge Bonder here. If it's not already in the list.
It's already in the list, right?
Okay.
And so it's like
we already have it.
We already have it. We have so right now we have 3 bombs, 3 Future Devils, and
that's
3 2/1 assists, right?
Yeah. That's a lot of Future Devils.
So, and because you arguably you want blue at 1, but arguably you kind of just need blue at 2.
Yeah, I'm fine with it
because there's no other.
I like
besides the event, there aren't level 1 cards.
Right.
That you're jamming.
We're doing it for
blue.
We're doing it for the easy revenge.
So, but the thing about it also is it is hard to get rid of it in the sense of like our other options are yellow, which doesn't matter, green, which sacks a guy, which is problematic for a 4 or more condition.
Oh, swaps.
Yeah, swaps. CX swaps. And then the last one is a trial deck one that's red, which is just the pure vanilla pay 1 ditch 1 climax swap.
I'll be honest, I ran an on death climax swap as part of a Hololive list, and it does work kind of well with bar, because if you have a chance to run it in, if you manage to trigger a bar, you can get some relief from the blind stock and then get the swap if it's the wrong bar, or not, you can just pick it right back up or whatever. So there are some like neat play patterns that come with on death climax swap, but you have to be aware that if you have the wrong bar going into level 1, you're gonna have to bleed a card to use that mechanic. Now what you can do is you can use that guy to put the Katana Man down, then just step on it with something else, but it does increase your card burden, so you'll have to be aware of that. And I think as well, power is just a disgusting card, right? So as a one of, and at least 2 for the boys, a little stock generation. I think 2 is the right number. You definitely need more stock in this deck than normal because we're really stepping up the payouts. We have...
Yeah, you got to pay for your quote-unquote 1 combo. You got to pay for the events. You got to pay for the assist for your extra heal down. You got to pay for those healers. You have a lot of stock you got to pay down.
Yeah.
You're not playing the stock soul combo.
No.
So...
we need some way.
We got to get some cash.
Yeah.
And do we have 1 of Makima and 1 of power
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah, I think
like on the face of things.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Makima's in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
The ditch too. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe 2 powers, right? I think too many powers is problematic for your damage states. So you'll have to kind of get a feel for that. But I like 2 power in most Chainsaw Man lists. I think also I'm worried about the deck speed of this build. It's kind of middling and brainstorm reliant. So the on death check 4 add 1, is that not blue?
It is.
Yeah, I think that might be a decent blue solution. If you wanted to add more blue cards to the deck in a way that would facilitate some additional hand fixing and deck fixing. Because one of the things that I ran into with this deck is that you do have weird deck states where you just feel a little bit stuck, and you don't want to have to pay out for brainstorm if you can possibly help it, because as we mentioned a minute ago, your stock burden already is super duper high. So we want to try and tolerate as much free deck speed as we can tolerate.
And not for nothing, and I understand that what is it? And I do understand that the 4 or more condition can be rough. Yeah,
for sure.
All with you there. Makima that sacks a guy. I mean, what a great way to mill at least 4, could be at least 7 cards, could be more cards for the cost of 1 guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of Makima does not feel like incorrect here, like as a base. You know, like we were just talking about it in 7 Deadly. It's disgusting. You just killed 1 guy and then you might just get it back, and then you might even get 1 more guy, you know? So in terms of like ways to get deck speed going, I like having at least 1 of that Makima, you know? And not for nothing, if you also play the On Death Akatsuki, you can use that to kill the On Death Akatsuki or the Climax Swapper in order to proc their On Death effects.
Yeah, and then you get the dual effect, right? It's not just like stepping on it. We can always step on cards, but if we can tactically step on cards by trying to force further mechanics to happen, this can also draw you into a bunch of stuff. It can draw you into easy revenges. It can draw you into the pieces that you need, but ultimately, brainstorming for free is a broken mechanic, and we should not sleep on it under any circumstance. So, especially if we have cards that have on-play effects, and then once they're on the board, we don't care what happens to them, or they have important on-death effects that we can just proc. So, Chainsaw Man is absolutely lousy with these type of zeros, where we don't care what happens to them after they do the thing that they're supposed to do.
Including that 9K Chainsaw Man.
Correct.
So, pretty strong stuff. We'll get cracking on it. We will report back. And that is going to be it for the show today. So, thank you very much. Welcome to the new year. New year, new season, new refresh point. That's what it's all about. We got BCS coming up. We got more refresh point episodes coming up. We're all prepping for Japan. It's going to be a great time. Hang out with us, chat with us, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. But tune in next time after your next deck out, and don't you forget to take the refresh point.